Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aeron Nix. This is a very special wrestling podcast because this is a very quick pre-show. We will actually do a proper pre-show as well for Wrestling Society, and a more officialized one, so to speak. But this is going to be a quick pre-show take of the Wrestling Society show that is coming out on January the 28th at the Boom Battle Bar in Swindon. And who better to join me but the Chief Operating Officer, the coup of Wrestling Society, the director, the big cheese, the boss, the owner. That's right, Charles. You'll get back in your cage and do as you're told. It's Nadia Sapphire. Oh, that for an intro.
I love that introduction. I cannot cope with you at times.
No, you cannot. Hey, think how bad it is now, and then times that by 10 when I'm in the room. Actually, no.
Oh, I know. I might just have to not have you do the videography there because you're clearly gonna cause some.
It's fine. I wasn't using that heart anyway, mate. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Wow, man. Unbelievable. 6 matches on tap for a afternoon of spectacular wrestling in Swindon. Oh, baby. This is going to be quite juicy, isn't it? Let's be honest. I'm very excited. Doors open at 3:30. Show starts at 4 p.m. Tickets are still available. You can either scan the QR code, which is currently on the screen right now. In fact, I'll do you one better. There it is, right there. And also, you can also...
QR code's not coming.
Excuse me?
QR code. You clicked and there's no QR code.
That's because I edited it in after the fact. Why'd you have to point this out to people and ruin the magic? Kayfabe, god damn it. Yeah, but just in case you can't see the QR code because Nadia fucking ruined it, it's WrestlingSocietyUK.eventbrite.co.uk. You can get your tickets there, and trust me, you are gonna want to buy a ticket, and they are ludicrously affordable. And this show is going to be off the hook. Now there are 6 matches on tap, and seeing as we have the star of the show in the house, we may as well start with your match, madam. Yes, indeed. You are going to be involved in a women's tag team contest like no other. You're going to be tagging up with Artemis to face Chantel Jordan and Evie Madden.
Yes, I am very excited for that match. I have wrestled Chantel so many times. Love working Chantel, but never met Evie Madden, never met Artemis or worked with them. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, just really excited for the match.
That's keeping your cards close to your chest. I mean, if we're really embracing the kayfabe element of things, you're tagging with somebody you've never met. What's that all about?
Well, I'm not the booker.
You're not the booker?
No,
Fair
I don't.
enough.
I don't book the card. RJ Singh is the booker.
Wow. Okay, we're really shattering kayfabe, aren't we? All right, RJ Singh's in charge. So if you don't like your matches, guys, it's his fault. I'm so sorry, RJ. By the way, we'd love to have RJ Singh on a podcast at some point.
Hopefully one day soon. RJ's literally the best person ever, and he's the best person for the job, to be honest, because RJ is amazing at making matches, making storylines, like knowing where places go on the card. I couldn't think of anyone better to book the shows than RJ. Hence why I asked RJ to do it. So yeah, RJ Singh, guys, just amazing.
Any chance of maybe having more women's matches in the future on your cards as opposed to just the one?
Yes, we have been discussing that. In Portishead, we've actually got 2 women's matches on the show. And you should know that. You made the graphics.
I do, but we're talking about Swindon. So, God, she's so insufferable, isn't she, at times? Really? Anyway, I won't be at Portishead, so good news for everyone involved. Because poor old Gilligan Gordon's looking at this thinking, oh, thank God for that. That guy's a gimp.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's just jealous because I'm bolder than he is. It's a story, really. Now, speaking of, Gilligan Gordon will be facing Sunset Skip, an absolute meaty hoss battle, or as Big E would say, big meaty men slapping meat. I'm ready for this.
I'm excited for that match. I think that's going to be so good. And you know what? Both guys are so charismatic. So I think it's going to be so interactive, but I think it's also going to be hard hitting. And it's clearly going to be a lot of meat slapping. So that'll be a great match.
Oh, I see. Now it's okay to steal my material. And I see how this works. So it's all about the meat slapping here at WrestlePoint. We like big meaty men slapping meat more than anyone else. I am the king, the purveyor of hostile. I love a hostile takeover. This is going to be gangster. These two are going to batter the everlasting shite out.
I reckon it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see a promo off at some point where they just stand backstage and just talk for about 10 minutes. Be hilarious.
Yeah, I'd love to just see them two talking, literally, and slapping each other.
Yeah, like if you're a wrestler and you're backstage, the one area you want to be around is where these two are when they're giving each other the business. That is going to be incredible.
I really need to watch this match. If anything, like I wish I wasn't wrestling so I could watch the whole show, because all the matches just look amazing. I'm also really looking forward to the tag team match for FW tag team titles. Tiger Ali and Sami Zayn.
Oh, cheeky segue there. You get right in there. Yes, indeed. It's your boys, Tiger Ali, my Middle Eastern veteran.
Yeah. Yes, RJ Singh and Rishi Ghosh, my members of the monarchy. Literally, yeah.
You're a bit conflicted here, aren't you? It's your boys from the monarchy versus the guys you grew up wrestling with.
I know. Like,
literally,
Sami Zayn and Tiger Ali are literally like my real life brothers, just not blood brothers. I'm so close to them. I trust them more than anything else in this world. I love them so much. I've known Sami since he was about an 8 or 9-year-old boy, and now he's 25 years old. I've known Tiger Ali since he's about 12, and now he's like 30, or maybe 13, and now he's like 30. But yeah, we grew up training together, we've travelled together, we've wrestled together. Me and Tiger Ali have been to Brussels together, we had our WWE tryouts together. Like, I've just been through so much with them two guys where they've got a special place in my heart and they are like family. But then obviously we've got the monarchy, and we all know that I'm a member of the monarchy. I'm the queen or the princess of the monarchy, let's say. Rishi Ghosh, once again, one of my close friends in wrestling. I absolutely love him to bits. I go down to his training school sometimes. He's literally so amazing and so talented. And then we've got RJ Singh, who, even though he doesn't need an introduction, he's just amazing. He's got a great mind for wrestling, and since joining the monarchy and being able to watch RJ's matches up close and personal, I've learned so much from him. So yeah, that's going to be a I need to watch that match. I need to not be on before or after, because I need to watch that match.
Well, you are somewhat the boss, so you could just kind of... I'm sure if you ask Booker Man nicely, put you on first.
Honestly, like, I don't want responsibility for the
booking. I don't want responsibility. I'm the owner. I don't want any responsibility.
I don't want any responsibility. I just want to, yeah.
Well, have a good time or watch some bloody amazing wrestling.
Yeah, watch amazing.
That's what all of you will be doing if you buy a ticket to watch this absolute explosion of talent that is going to happen.
Be insane. Like, Tiger Ali headlined Mexico Arena quite a while back against Ultimo Dragon for Ultimo Dragon's promotion. Tiger Ali has been to Michinoku Pro a handful of times. I'm pretty sure he had the first WWE UK match, which was the dark match in Blackpool when they first done that. So that's another bit of history making. Sami Zayn has wrestled in Romania. He's also wrestled in Mexico Arena for Ultimo Dragon's promotion, and that was at a really young age, bless him. Sami Zayn is so bloody talented, especially, like, you know, he's a bigger guy, but he still literally runs around like he's tiny, like he just flips and everything. And
also worth pointing out as well, for anyone who's like listening, who's thinking, all right, sell me on these guys because I don't know them as well. Well, you should do, because Tiger Ali has wrestled Pac, you know, the first ever NXT Tag Team Champion, All Atlantic Champion for TNT, Trios Champion and AEW. Pac is like royalty when it comes to British wrestling. He's also wrestled Kenny Omega, the former AEW heavyweight champion.
John Morrison.
Who? Never heard of him. Sorry, John. Sorry, mate. I say that like he gives it.
Literally, Tiger Ali has wrestled the best of the best.
Tiger Ali is literally, it's crazy that someone that stinkingly talented is not everywhere. Like, I find that, and this is the great thing about Wrestling Society. You've got guys that can only be seen at your company for the most part.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they are, I guess you could say, exclusive to us. Obviously, everyone knows that they were 4FW guys, and then since taking over Wrestling Society, they become Wrestling Society guys. And yeah, they're the type of guys, like, they don't play the politic games or try to get booked in all these places. So yeah, they literally just wrestle
Which is a really fancy way of saying that Nadia Sapphire refuses to allow them to leave the building, essentially, because they're too talented. You can't leave, Mr. Ali.
Yes, yeah, they're not allowed. I'm like, guys, you can't go anywhere else. Don't leave me.
Don't leave me. I need my support network. That's going to be a banger for the 4FW tag titles, no less. And of course, what people forget about Wrestling Society, some people might obviously won't have, born very much out of the ashes of 4FW and the beautiful, angelic kind of nature of what it used to be. It was a wonderful promotion run by Dave, and obviously, he's kind of essentially let you sort of, in many ways, kind of reassemble 4FW in your own image with this, brand new kind of look, but it's still got that old school, hard hitting feeling of 4FW, which, by the way, was putting on some of the best independent wrestling shows the country has ever seen.
4FW genuinely was like, they were the first UK promotion to have Rey Mysterio wrestle on an independent.
Like Penta, I remember Penta coming over. Like
so many people, like from like Japan. They had ties with All Japan, Michinoku, Ultimo Dragon, Dick Togo, so many people. Like, but honestly, them 4FW shows were insane. If one day we can be as good as 4FW, I'd be so happy. And Dave advises me on a hell of a lot of stuff as well. He's once again a very close friend of mine. He helped train me in my early career. He was the person that debuted me. I debuted on 4FW. So 4FW has such a special place in my heart, but it also has a special place in Tiger Ali, Sami Sahin, RJ Singh, Rishi Ghosh. It has a special place in all of our hearts. So
match is like a tribute, isn't it? It's like, and also let's not forget as well, Tiger Ali is holding the current 4FW Junior Heavyweight Championship as well. That belt is still going.
Omega, Pete Dunne, and Mark Haskins. So
who are these guys? Never heard of them.
Yes.
I wonder what they're up to now.
Yeah. So Tiger Ali is the current 4FW Junior Heavyweight.
How dare you use Pete Dunne by his real name? You should use his slave name. It's Butch. Remember that? Brute. He's part of the Broad and Brute, so you are close. But yeah, no, Butch now. But yeah, no, that speaks volumes about the lineage of that title as well. That and Pete Dunne and Mark Haskins. It's just the who's who have held that. That's the Junior Heavyweight Championship. One singles match I'm very excited to see because I haven't seen this guy in person for a very long time. He's big old Bronson, Chris Bronson versus Lee Hunter. I remember Bronson as like the rookie at 4FW. Remember him? And they smashed him over like Goldberg. They're like, get out there, pal. You're the new John Cena. It was good shit. He was great. We love Bronson. He was a proper old school babyface, but he is certainly matured, hasn't he now? His hair's grown out.
He's a naughty boy.
Yeah, he looks like a real man now. When I first saw him, he was a kid. Now he's a proper meaty hoss.
Another 4FW original, I guess. Not like started in 4FW, if that makes sense. But yeah, literally, Chris Bronson, his career has just gone from strength to strength over the last year or so. He's literally making waves now. You can see him in a lot more places. And yeah, he started at 4FW in Swindon, and he is just insanely talented. And who better for him to wrestle than Lee Hunter, who, in my opinion, is one of the best in the UK. I feel like Lee Hunter is so underrated in the respect that, like, he's not everywhere and he should be everywhere because he's so bloody good. And that match is just going to be like, that's a 5-star match right there. Chris Bronson, Lee Hunter, that is like your 5-star wrestling match, anything can happen style match, where like you're just going to see amazing athleticism and just amazing wrestling. Yeah, that's a great match.
That's what I'm loving about these cards, is there's something for everybody. It's not just here's 6 flipping matches. Now piss off. Like, you don't get that at Wrestling Society. You get the whole shebang. This is an afternoon of entertainment. It's also worth pointing out, ladies and gentlemen, to the Boom Bar in Swindon, and obviously that has a lovely bar at its disposal, cocktails, beers, the whole like.
Street
fully
food.
Stocked and licensed.
Street
There's a
food
tuck shop in the house. The infamous tuck shop from 4FW has been brought over.
We have a tech shop, actually. We do have a tech shop, so we will be selling lots of different sweets, pick and mix and stuff like that. Also, before or after the event, you can do things like axe throwing, beer pong, if you're old enough for beer pong. They got some cages where they play, was it table tennis or something like that?
Cages, you say? I know a member of your roster who might be interested in that.
Literally, it's an actual day out, so you don't like
It's an entertainment complex. It's not just, it's not like a, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with running shows in all kinds of community centers or wherever it might be. But this is a place where you can come watch the wrestling and spend the rest of the evening there, have some drinks, have a laugh, play some pool, play some games, throw some axes, stuff people in cages, apparently. Good stuff. Like, whatever works, I guess. I mean, it is Swindon, anything goes. You know what Swindon's like. But yeah, no, it genuinely is going to be an absolute banger. You'd be crazy to miss this. And also Swindon, really good transport links as well. Very easy to get to via train from places like London and stuff like that. And also where the show's starting at 4, you can still get back in time as well. So if you're thinking, God, it's a bit of a trek. Oh, if it finishes late, I'm not going to get home. Not the case. This show will be done by about 6:30, 7 max. And you can honestly just jump straight back on the train home, back to London, wherever you need to be. And you'll have no problem getting home at a reasonable hour. So
it's 1 hour on the train from Paddington, because I've done that before. It's bang on 1 hour. So it's not far.
1 hour from London.
The train's lovely, the Great Western.
It's not going to be that expensive either. And if you want a little tip from your boy, and one who has travelled many a time before he's finally got a fucking car, if you buy a Network Rail card, it's like £20-25 for the year, and that gives you a third off of all your rail travel in the southeast and the general south division, including that. So you get a third off the train.
Guys, should work for the train people.
No, thank you. I can't think of anything worse. I was a postman for 17.5 years, and that was enough to make me want to top myself. I don't want to go back to that, thanks.
Yeah, Swindon's so central.
It's people who work on the trains. I would like to point that out. Those people fucking hard.
Also get direct trains from places like Cheltenham, Bath, Reading. I know that you can get a train from Oxford. You can also get buses. Swindon's got a great bus station where you can get a bus from Oxford. I'm not sure about London. I think you can know. So yeah, and literally the train station.
Yeah, get a group of friends together, have a laugh.
4 minutes.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's one of those things. You could get a group of your mates together. You could all jump on the fucking bus together or the train, have a few tins, have a few bevies on the way. Nobody minds if you come in. Obviously be respectful of people around you, but have a few drinks, have a bit of fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's family friendly as well. Don't be fooled. Just because there's a bar and all that stuff, this show is family friendly. You can bring your kids to this show. I just don't want to see them throwing axes at me afterwards because I said something that upset them on the podcast. Also, if your kids are watching this, bad, because it's supposed to be an 18+ podcast. So yeah, we've got Lee Hunter versus Chris Bronson. That's going to be a magnificent wrestling match. We got the 4FW lineage with the tag team titles on the line. We got Sunset Skip versus Gilligan Gordon, and who can slap the most amount of meaty hoss around. Speaking of meaty hosses, by the way, we've also got that incredible women's tag match, which we've mentioned. That's going to be an absolute banger with 4 of the best women's wrestlers in this country. But the match that really stands out to me is a triple threat match. Max Blaze, Kean Kelly, and James Ellis. I know 2 of these men very well. I don't know too much about Max Blaze. Without being rude, Max Blaze looks tiny.
Yeah.
He's small as his promo picture was.
So I say similar size to James Ellis. But the good thing about this match is literally, I'm guessing them 2 guys are going to be flying all around Kean Kelly, who's literally like so tall, so muscly. So I feel like that match is going to be so action-packed. Kean Kelly is a veteran in the UK. He's wrestled all over the UK. He wrestles consistently on camp and everything. He's well respected. He's such a great guy in and out of the ring. Then you've got James Ellis, who once again has been making waves on the UK scene over the last year, especially on the Wales scene. He's pretty much booked in majority of wrestling promotions in Wales now.
Really talented, that kid.
He's that type of guy who I'm like, you need to look out for now, because in the next few years, James Ellis will be a big star. So, and he's got such a great look, and he's once again such a great person. Max Blaze is from the Exposure Wrestling Academy, and he's currently an Exposure Wrestling Tag Team Champion. Max Blaze made his debut a few years back. I can't remember how long ago, but once again, he trains so hard. He wrestles for Exposure, so he wrestles like a good few times a month, and he's been wrestling for Wrestling Society for the last six months, maybe longer.
This is a real contrast, isn't it?
Like, a lot of people.
This match is mad because, like, you look at it and there's 3 very different gentlemen with 3 very different styles, different body compositions, different sizes, and then
levels of experience as well.
Yeah, I was going to say Kean Kelly. He's the sly tactician, he's the fox, and you would expect him to have a massive advantage in a matchup like this. But the great thing about a triple threat match is he doesn't have to be pinned to lose the matchup. It is one fall to a finish. but it's also a triple threat match. So, and I'm sure Booker Man will make sure that everyone's aware of that before the show. Shout out to our man, RJ Singh. That leaves us, of course. That leaves us, of course, with one more match. Now, obviously, I'm a traditionalist. I expect the heavyweight title to be in the main event, although that's not up to me. But this is a banger. Come on, let's be honest. It's James Mason, British legend, technical classic, a world of sport throwback in every sense, who is still as relevant today as he was 20 years ago when he first got started. This guy is special, truly special. He's challenging the undefeated juggernaut, the cornerstone of professional wrestling, the Wrestling Society heavyweight champion, the Saint.
Literally, this is the first time one as well. This is like these guys have never wrestled each other before, even though the Saint has been in the wrestling scene for 20 years.
Never wrestled each other before.
Nope, James Mason has been in the scene for over 20 years and they have never wrestled each other, and they literally live like an hour away from each other, yet they have never wrestled each other. So this is going to be so exciting. The Saint is currently the first ever Wrestling Society champion, and he's also undefeated. But, you know, James Mason could knock the Saint off, because the Saint, he has got, like, you know, he's got a bit of an ego now with it. Like, you know, he seems...
What do you mean he's got an ego now? Please. I've been watching the Saint for like 7 years, and to say he's just picked up an ego with it, and trust me, like, there's nothing wrong with that. We're in the professional wrestling world.
He deserves an ego. But no, the Saint, like, you know, the Saint...
Ego is what has got him where he is.
The Saint feels like no one can take his title off of him. You know, literally, you see that in all the promos he posts. Like, you can see it, just how he is. And he just, in his heart, he feels like he's going to win and that no one can take this title away from him. And it'd be really interesting to see if James Mason can do that, because James Mason is, like I said, a British wrestling legend. He's so experienced. He's probably got some really cool tricks up his sleeve. I think this match is going to be very entertaining. I think it's going to be very technical, but also very hard-hitting as well. And I think you're going to see a different side to James Mason in this show, in this match even.
Let's hope so, because he's going to need it, I think, if he's going to have any chance of toppling somebody of that level of quality. Because, you know, it doesn't matter whether you like how Saint conducts himself. The bottom line is he's undefeated for a reason, because he's bloody good at what he does. But the biggest bottom line here is that there is professional wrestling in Swindon on January the 28th, and the doors are going to open at 3:30, and the show is going to start at 4 o'clock sharp in the afternoon. Family-friendly entertainment at the Boom Battle Bar in Swindon. Tickets are still available. It's £15 if you want to reserve a front row seat. It's going to be £13 for adults, £9 for children, £32 for a family ticket, which I believe constitutes 2 adults and 2 children. And of course, if you scan the QR code that's already on the screen, which was ruined earlier by this one, and you can obviously get your tickets there, or you can just head directly to wrestlingsocietyuk.eventbrite.co.uk.
Tickets are actually currently £7 on Eventbrite. I'm sure.
Well, see, I wanted to be fair and include the processing fees, because they charge these annoying...
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So with the processing fees, £9, sorry.
It's on your bloody poster. You asked me to put it on there. Like, she's always giving me grief. Always, man.
Yeah, I throw them under the bus all the time.
She does. She absolutely does. Which is ironic, really, because, yeah, I'm not going to say that. But the bottom line is, you should absolutely check out the show. All jokes aside, it's generally going to be amazing. I'm going to be there recording the action. We're going to be going, hopefully, we're going to be on Instagram as well, doing a bit of Instagram live, playing around with the social media a bit.
A meet and greet after the show as well. The meet and greet is £6, but you get a lovely, beautiful...
£6 just to meet the Saint? Come on, that's like a... You know, you're practically stealing money out of the man's pocket.
You get to meet me as well. You get to meet all of us. Literally get a
great,
post
mate. The Saint's
as
gonna be
well. As many pictures as you want with us, guys. So yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, you can meet Nadia Sapphire. I mean, me personally, I'd rather meet the Saint. I mean, you know, bottom line is anyone can meet Nadia Sapphire. That's boring. You can go on OnlyFans to talk to her, but the Saint, come on, that's a real talent. That is. Don't act like you're offended. Don't give it that nonsense. Ridiculous.
No, I'm not offended. Definitely not.
No, absolutely not. She'll just cancel me online, that's all sure.
Yeah, literally later. We'll wait until after this podcast.
Wait until after this. That's menacing, isn't it? So, ladies and gentlemen, I may be at Swindon. If I'm not, you know why. I've obviously been off.
Why? He's been fired.
I've been offed by the Sapphire Mafia.
Yeah, guys, Aeron Nix is now available for videography on the 28th of January, if anyone wants to book him.
On the 20th of January, I absolutely am available. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, you know what? This is the point where I could be like, I've got a lot of dates, but I'm not that guy. I really enjoy working for every company. And I'm excited to make my videography debut for Wrestling Society. And I'm also excited to provide a pre-show. If you want something a little bit more edgy with a lot more rammed in detail, I'll also be providing a pre-show over on WrestlePlug as well. So check that out. And hopefully, if we're lucky, you might actually see it on the Wrestling Society page. But I do warn you, ladies and gentlemen, most of the content that I do is 18 plus. So if you are a family member who's going to these shows, please be aware that it's probably not a good thing that your kids are watching our content. Simple as that. They can watch Wrestling Society, the wrestling content, everything, and I will make sure that the pre-show is fairly family friendly, but please be aware there is swearing and other stuff available there, and obviously that may not be conducive to a happy family home. Although if they play Fortnite, chances are they've heard everything beforehand on there. But yeah, from myself and Nadia Sapphire, thank you very much for watching. Come to Swindon. Come and enjoy some magnificent wrestling from Wrestling Society.